Well, I wanted to see what was going on in the market with regards to hurricanes. The economists for the Florida Realtors put out some guidance with regards to hurricanes for the state, and it was pretty inconsequential. It pretty much, long story short, it's of no consequence. The market's shrugging it off. He didn't really give the best guidance. I thought in fact, he said to look at your local coastal market for better information. So that's just what I did. So what I did is I went into the multiple listing service. I drew a map around coastal areas, three areas, and as we go west of US 41. And what I did is I took a look at the numbers of sales for November and the current inventory going back to 2014, 10 years. So what you'll see here, you have the graph, you'll have the map on top, and you'll have this graph. So what this shows on this graph is you'll see the numbers of sales in green, and the blue is the inventory. And lo and behold, January 21st, we saw the greatest numbers of sales, and down in January, we saw the least amount of inventory. That's not a shocker. That was in January 2021. What's interesting to note, is that the shapes of these graphs are remarkably the same. You see the same points and valleys, see the peaks and valleys across those years. And obviously, right now, here we are. We have super high inventory, low numbers of sales. Super high inventory, low numbers of sales, and inventory over here, and low numbers of sales. So, but what's interesting though, and this is kind of fascinating to me, is that over the past few months, everybody's saying, well, I'm waiting. I kept hearing, I'm waiting till after the election. I'm waiting till after the election. And it's fascinating to see that in the numbers. So it's indeed, the market they're waiting for waiting for the election to see what was going to happen. And here we are. We see record low numbers of sales for November across three different markets. 158 sales in November in this map area, and then 111 sales in this map area. And these are the lowest in 10 years. So the truth is that people were waiting. So the election is very, very consequential. And I have a funny feeling that people are, at least they know which way they're going to go. So I just have a funny feeling there's a lot of inventory. We're going to see a lot of investors come out of the woodwork. They're going to want to take advantage of this inventory. And if you're a buyer, now is a fantastic. You don't have a better opportunity. There hasn't been a better buying opportunity in 10 years. Look at all the inventory that we have. So you've got options. And on top of that, there's a scuttlebutt about interest rates going down. So you're going to have a confluence of two events. You're going to have lower interest rates coupled with higher inventories. I can't think of a better time to buy than now in 2025. If you're a seller, you're going to have to get realistic. It's not 2021 anymore, and you're going to have to show. You can show your sellers this. Don't show them this graph. I don't want it to, but you can take these numbers and interpret them any which way that you can. But we're not in 2021 anymore at all. This is 2021. This is 2024. That's it. You're going to have to price your home to sell. If you do not put a good price on it, you're going to sit. And if you represent a good value in your neighborhood, you're going to sell. So, anyway, this is just kind of an overview of what's happened over the past 10 years, and it's clear to see that the election had a huge effect on the marketplace. Side note: if you go back to 2017, you see the least numbers of sales in this particular map area, and you have in 2022, you see similar numbers. In years where there are no hurricanes, those numbers go back to non-hurricane year numbers, and for obvious reasons. People are cleaning up. Along the coastline, in hurricane years, we see lower sales. So I think it's too soon to tell. I think it's too soon to tell that if the market is shrugging this off. I don't think so, but we'll see. So I'm hopeful that we don't have as active a hurricane season in the years going forward, but I think that we just have to just prepare ourselves. We do live in an area where there are hurricanes, and it is what it is. So I'll go ahead and send you guys all these numbers and graphs and maps and whatnot in a separate downloadable format, and you can take a look at those and judge for yourself.